Well, it started in the first. I mean, I worked in the UK office. So I was head of mobile in the UK office for 2.5 years, and that developed very, very quickly in terms of, I guess clients that were after a solution in mobile. The problem we've always had is there's so much you can do. Actually, it's to sort of cut through all the bits that you don't necessarily need to do yet and work out what they need to be doing first. And I would probably say that's no different when you look at it on a global level. Apart from there's much more, many more clients, there's more partners, and the difference between, some of the stuff that's happening here versus South America versus somewhere like Dubai, which is fairly advanced, is absolutely vast. So my role really is there to exist, to start to bring all this together and kind of make sense of things, and for Mindshare to have a truly global product that is mobile. Well, I think the numbers clearly differ from country to country, but I think the opportunity stays the same. And we debate a lot in this industry about smartphone penetration and types of devices and how many tablets people have got. I think the same that is kind of anywhere you go is this speed of change, this rate of change, which is absolutely phenomenal. We were talking earlier about linear growth and how we kind of, if I've got to walk from there to there, I understand it's going to take me 10 steps, but the world we live in within mobile is all about exponential growth, and that as humans we find really hard to understand, because everything happens so quickly you don't realise how much it's changing until it has changed. So it's certainly been no different with the growth of mobile, and Turkey's certainly seeing that. It will be no different when we start to talk about wearables and those kinds of things as well. So massively exciting, but very, very quick pace of change. Well, we see it as, it's coming as where, the internet was once fixed. It was at a fixed point in our home or our office. It was then mobile on these devices that have kind of got bigger and smaller and now are lots of different sizes. The next step we see is into this area of mobility, into wearable technology, and that may exist as a band that you wear, a pair of headphones, some jewellery, it might be a version of Google Glass in the future. But ultimately it moves out of something you hold in your hand and something that is part of your body. And I suppose the next iteration after that is it becomes something discrete inside your body. So we're going from a phone to something you wear to something one day that is going to be inside your body. I think they'll definitely change the marketing strategies, and I think the one issue we have with mobile is in some ways around creativity. It's around borrowed thinking. We borrow lots of thinking from the desktop world. Banner ads, videos. We squeeze down a TV ad and make it smaller and put it on a mobile phone. And what wearables will do is it will make us address that, because we won't be able to do that with wearable technology. If you take something like a Fitbit or a Jawbone, it hasn't got a screen, so we can't start at television advertising and move it into something like that. So I think the most exciting bit about it is that we have to rethink what advertising is on these devices. And for me, it's going to be a lot more around content. It's going to be a lot more around immediacy. So people, pulling into things like mood and emotion around people's location. And I think it won't be big over sort of TV advertising as we know it. It'll be very discreet, perhaps touch-based, perhaps audio-based, but certainly very different from the advertising we know today within mobile. Yeah, it's absolutely huge. I mean, we've created Life Plus, which is our wearable unit, and we've partnered with MapMyFitness as our first partner. And really that's come out of, they're a community that plugs in so many different devices and technologies, from Garmin to Fitbit, Jawbone, Nike. So they have a whole community where they're seeing all of this data coming into their platform. And actually the opportunity is to try and make sense of that data. And you start to see patterns and you start to see behaviours which, until we had these wearable devices doing it, we really didn't know. We talk about outdoor planning, and the way we've planned outdoor campaigns up until now has been based on a bit of guesswork, some panels. If I can know through your wearable devices how many people are walking past a certain thing, it becomes a bit more accurate. So I think the data, you're absolutely right, is so important from these technologies. But of course we must be very careful with it as well, because increasingly it's very, very sensitive as well. So Life Plus at the moment is kind of a virtual team that's split between New York and London. And I guess the reason for it is to say, we don't want to be second or third into this wearable space. We want to set up now. We want to have a pretty good idea about how it's going to work. But I think we've got our hands up and saying, look, we haven't got the solution yet. But by working with people like MapMyFitness, we're talking to a company at the moment called Lightwave, who do this incredible wearable bracelets that you wear at experiential events. it's really saying to us that from that we think we'll start to find some opportunities. But clearly the old advertising models aren't going to work with your Fitbit, but perhaps there's something I can do for you around reward within your community when you burn a certain number of calories or cover a certain amount of miles. Perhaps I could reward you with an upgrade on your room if I'm a hotel chain, or perhaps I could push you a message about hydration if I was a water brand. So I think there's much more subtle content-led solutions than the kind of the old advertising as we know it today. I think the contact lenses for me is the most realistic, because I think if you look back at the first Google Glass prototypes, they're huge things that sit on your head, and obviously they've refined that into a product that kind of looks like some glasses. The deal with Ray-Ban means that they'll look like the glasses you're wearing now. So and there's absolutely no reason why that's not then going to then go into contact lenses. It feels like the most obvious solution for it to go. I think jewellery as well. I think we talked about Apple Watch, and 2 weeks ago that was a real watershed moment, because they've created a device that not only that techies and early adopters will get really excited about, it's high fashion as well. It's a beautiful, beautiful watch. So they've done really well in playing both things there. And I think as it becomes connected rings, bracelets, jewellery, earrings, I think it moves it away from this very early adopter, techie type technology that people don't understand into something that's beautiful as well, which I see people adopting a lot quicker. I think it's amazing. I mean, the turnout we had when we were doing the presentation was incredible. And just walking around earlier today, I didn't realise it was going to be this big, this many people. I must admit, I thought it would be more conference-led. But there's certainly a very active community here. Facebook, I think we're in the group M10 earlier. People asking the right questions about creativity, and I think the bit that's been clear to me on the various people I've spoken to today is, I think we're all agreed that those old ad models of print, TV, outdoor radio, they kind of, we've coped until now in putting them into digital, but if we do think that this next phase is going to be, these incredible smartphones, these wearable devices, we all have to rethink from a media and a creativity point of view what that advertising, if we're even going to call it that, is going to be like. But I think it's been a great buzz here today. I'm just sorry I'm going home so soon.